Good morning. Welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Ajinomo. We have big stories this morning, of course, on the Friday edition of the newspapers in Nigeria. Analyzing the stories is Adebayo Fajimi. Happy Friday.
Thank you very much. It's good
Thank
to
God
be
it's
here.
Friday. I
Thank
know.
God it's Friday.
It's good I'm here also. Let's begin with the Daily Times newspaper. The big story there says, drug trafficking trial. My life is in danger. My life in danger in prison, Abba Kyari tells court. We have two writers there. Of course, he's urging the court to reconsider his bail request, and NCOS replies, no, there is no threat to your life. How do you react to this statement by Abba Kyari?
It's amazing how table can turn in life. If anybody had told this Super Cup that what other criminals, yes, have been facing, that he will someday face something like that, he might deny and say, no, it will never happen. And I think it's very good that he's also experiencing what other criminal elements, even though he's yet to be convicted by the court, but at the same time, that tells you that, when you are a criminal, when you are being alleged as a criminal, when you are on that very particular path, this is what you experience in Nigerian society. And according to the report that I read, that he has made them to also undergo something similar or similar experience. So they also want to reciprocate what he has done to them. Well, I think if he had not worked on that part, he wouldn't have experienced what he's experiencing now.
All right. I think that's something that should serve as an example.
Yes, of course.
All right. That's on the Daily Times newspaper, and that's the big story there. From the very top, we see Supreme Court reserves judgment on Section 84, subsection 12 of Electoral Act 2022, amend indefinitely. That's Supreme Court reserving judgment on Section 84, subsection 12 of Electoral Act 2022, indefinitely. That story is on page 2 of the Daily Times newspaper. And then we see Buhari reiterates commitment to free, fair, peaceful elections. Let's go straight up to the leadership, Friday leadership this morning. And of course, we see the newspaper is being decorated by aspirants of the PDP. Of course, on the front page right there, 811 PDP delegates in moment of decision. The big one says how 14 aspirants stand. We can see from the very top to the bottom, 14 people. And we have a woman on that page. We can see her right there. First of all, how do you react to this a number of people? It's just days to the primary election.
Well, everybody is waiting, especially party members. They are waiting, and Nigerians are also waiting patiently who is going to emerge as the flag bearer of the party. If you look at all the aspirants, they are qualified people. Do you want to talk about Dele Momodu, accomplished journalist and a publisher of Ovation magazine? You talk of Governor of Sokoto State, and who has also been a former Speaker of the House of Representatives and currently Governor of Sokoto State. Talk of Mohammed Ayatu, talk of Fayodele Fayoshi, and a host of others. They are qualified and competent people who, I believe, in my own estimation, can actually make things work in the leadership system of our country. But at the same time, politics doesn't work like that. Politics is about the people. It is your desire being granted or being assented to by the wishes of the people. So if the people are not willing to elect you or to vote for you as their leader, of course you have nowhere to go. So they are qualified people, they have track records, and everybody knows them. But what will play out is their popularity and their strategy. Because if you have money, not only money will make things work for you. You've got to put on a very strong and viable strategy, and that you must be able to win the heart of people. You should be somebody who is closer to the people, who people can trust and say, okay, if we are able or if we can cast our ballot for you, of course we'll be our voice and you will represent us well in the place of leadership. So let's just wait patiently and see how everything plays out. But what really gladdens me this time around is, in a male-dominated society like ours, we have female aspirants who also throw their hearts in the rings and say, see, we also want to contest, we want to challenge the tradition, we want to challenge the status quo and see how our chances will look like in the process. So it's a very good one, at this point in time, which I really thumbs up for.
I mean, I was going to say this represents less than 10%. Talking about the ratio from men to women, it's more than 90% for the men and less than 10% for the women. Do you think it's still a process in the right direction, talking about women inclusion?
Of course, it's still a process because some years back, nobody even tried that from the female folk. They don't even have that ambition. But like I do say that our democracy is evolving. It is one step at a time. Where we are today is not where we were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 22 years ago. So our democracy is it's not even up to 25 years now. So it's evolving. And if we can see people like this, coming out, apart from the fact that a lot of them do not have the financial capacity, the structure and all of that, that actually makes victory possible in democratic process. But at the same time, for them to come out and want to challenge the status quo, of course, is a very good one for us, hoping that in the subsequent dispensation, things will get better.
All right, I do hope that as well. That's on the front page of the Leadership Friday newspaper. And of course, our national economy says optimism for higher returns in stocks as investors earn 1.1 trillion naira. And just side by side, we see the Nation there. The big story says how Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, Abdulrazak won ticket. That is on the Nation newspaper, how Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, Abdulrazak won ticket. That detail is on that newspaper. Let's go over to the Punch newspaper this morning. From the very top, we see CBN defends Naira with $3.4 billion in 2 months. That is on page 21. And then underneath that, Tinubu, Kwankwaso, Ekweremadu may lead regional parties. That is from the very top there on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Then we see a report by the right-hand side of the tag, the Punch. Just top right says 63 million technology devices sold annually in Nigeria. That is an NCC report on page 22. We've had people, experts, cry the humongous rate of consuming things in Nigeria. And when you try to compare our manufacturing ability to our consuming ability, now we're seeing this. This is a huge number, 63 million. Do you think it's actually possible? Before you react on this report.
Yeah, of course it's possible. Why not? Of course, it's very. Do you know our population in Nigeria, and you know the number of people who are using this device? Of course, it is very possible. It's very possible.
Okay, so now they're saying it's being sold annually in Nigeria. How do you react to this number then?
It's a good one for us. Let me be frank about that. Even though we are unable to manufacture or produce some of these devices, but at the same time we are able to fund or raise fund or participate or do something reasonable in that sector. Beyond that, being able to fund it is not as good as being able to manufacture what we make use of, what we consume as Nigerian. It will gladden my heart, and it's going to be a very joyous thing if we can develop to a level at which whatever we are producing or we are making use as a nation or as a people is being produced right here. Of course, it's contributing, I think, according to statistics, about 11 to 14% in our GDP, in our economy, but that is not enough. We need to grow to a level at which, as a nation, as a people, whatever we are using, whether device, whether clothing, whether in automobile industry, anything that we want to use or we might want to use should be produced by us. And if you look at many things we are using or we are making use as a people, is being brought to us from other parts of the country. I mean, from developed world. So it shouldn't be. Even though this is a very good development for us and we're happy about it, knowing fully well that we don't have that ability, that capacity, but we shouldn't be complacent. We should rise up and look into how we can also develop to a level at which we can also make use of this and produce these things so that our economy can be better and improve in the future.
All right, that's on page 22 of the Punch newspaper. And of course, we have other newspapers this morning, like the Nigerian News Direct says 2023 elections, Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, Omoagege, others clinch APC Gobert ticket. And on Blueprint, it says 72 hours to APC presidential primaries, fear, anxiety over party's state of preparedness. That's on page 6. You can always stay updated on our website, www.tostvnetwork.com, for follow-up stories and, of course, updates from across Africa, in Nigeria, and across the world as well. Our social media handle is at TOSTV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Many thanks, Adebayo, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, viewers. Have a wonderful weekend, and don't forget, we're coming away again on Monday next week. My name is Merciful Ajinamo. Bye for now.